On the edge of an African reserve, rangers found two little ones barely standing. A baby elephant staggered after poachers had killed his mother. His eyes filled with fear. Beside him shivered a puppy, abandoned by the road, too weak to face the world. Their cries echoed through the pen, unsettling everyone who heard that sorrowful sound. It seemed fate had already passed judgment, and the little ones had no chance. But ahead of them was a meeting that would change everything and bring hope. Instead of human care, they were awaited by a lioness named Amara, old and weary of loneliness. Once she had been the matriarch of a pride, a strong and wise huntress. But after a brutal clash with rivals, she remained in the reserve, stripped of her former strength. Her body was covered in scars, and her gaze carried the sadness of a lost life. A motherly instinct still lived within her, but no cubs remained by her side. She wandered in silence until she heard the cries of two orphans. The rangers carefully led the little ones to her enclosure, holding their breath in fear. No one believed the lioness could show mercy to strange young. All expected a roar, a threat, or a flash of predatory instinct. But Amara acted unexpectedly, slowly lowering herself to the ground before the orphans. Her eyes grew warm, with not a trace of aggression in them. Her massive body became a shield, ready to shelter the little ones. The puppy recoiled at first, but soon pressed against her chest, and his trembling stopped. The elephant stumbled and gently laid his head against her side. In that moment, they found the mother they had desperately longed for. From that day forward, the three became a single family, bound by an invisible thread. A predator, a puppy, and an elephant, an impossible trio. But Amara's love destroyed every boundary between them. Feeding the little ones turned out to be no easy task, and people grew impatient. The puppy stubbornly refused the bottle, and the elephant pushed away the milk bucket. But Amara found a way to do what human hands could not. She licked their faces, nudged them forward, and soothed them with her heavy paw. Her care gave them calm and the courage to take each step. And before they trusted humans, the little ones trusted her. The rangers whispered that the lioness had made them her children. Her behavior defied all explanations and natural instincts. But they understood that before their eyes, a true miracle was unfolding. Time passed, and the little ones grew stronger and braver. The puppy, now named Coda, chased her tail and barked joyfully, and the elephant, named Nia, followed her everywhere. At night, they fell asleep together beneath the starry sky. Lion, dog, and elephant lay side by side, as though bound by one soul. No one could explain such love, yet everyone could feel it. Visitors gasped when they saw them together, rushing to take pictures. For people, it was a sight that shattered the usual laws of nature, and for the staff of the reserve, it was a quiet miracle beyond words. Summer brought the hot winds of the savannah and new strength. Nia grew taller, her legs stronger, and her ears spread wide like sails. Coda grew bold, climbing onto Amara's back and barking proudly. "This is my family." Amara patiently endured the puppy's mischief, gently correcting him with her paw. She never grew angry and only played the role of a caring mother. She taught Nia to cross streams, nudging her trunk until she dared to drink. But with autumn came changes that could not be avoided. The rangers knew Nia had to join a herd of rescued elephants, and Coda was destined for a family who had long prepared to receive him. Amara felt it before the humans even spoke aloud. She spent more time with them, licking them longer and more tenderly. Her heart knew. The farewell was near. The day of parting arrived under a grey and heavy sky. Nia trumpeted loudly, refusing to walk to the truck, and Coda whined, scratching the gate as if begging to stay. Amara stepped forward and pressed her nose against Nia's head, and the calf calmed down. Then she bent toward Koda and licked his ears. It was her final blessing of comfort and courage. When the trucks drove away, silence filled the enclosure. Amara lay on the ground, staring into the distance where her little ones had vanished. She refused food and waited quietly, as if still seeing them near her. Weeks turned into months, and months into years, but the pain never faded. Amara grew older, her steps slow, and her coat turned grey. But she still took in new orphans and cared for them as her own. And then one morning brought the unexpected. A powerful trumpet call echoed across the savannah, piercing the silence. In the meadow stood grown Nia, her trunk raised toward the sky. Amara recognized her instantly, despite the years that had passed. She stepped closer, and their invisible bond reignited. The calf had returned, now strong and free. A few days later, Koda returned too, brought by his adoptive family. But the moment he saw Amara, he bolted forward without hesitation. His tail wagged endlessly as he pressed against her chest. Amara welcomed them just as she had on that very first day. Her eyes softened again, and her body became their protection. The family, torn apart by time, was together once more. The rangers stood in silence, unable to believe their eyes. They understood they were witnessing a miracle. Neither science nor logic could explain such love. Visitors wept as they saw the long-awaited reunion. Predator, puppy, and elephant had proven that love is stronger than instinct. That family is born in the heart, not in the blood. Amara was old, her strength fading, but her eyes still glowed with warmth. She was no longer alone. Her children were beside her once again, the ones she had saved and made strong. And all who saw it with their own eyes knew the truth. In the heart of one lioness, two fragile lives had not only survived, they had discovered what it truly means to be a family. Days passed, and their reunion became the talk of the reserve. The rangers shared the story with visitors, leaving each listener in awe. Amara, Nia, and Koda became living symbols of nature's wonders. Nia often returned from her herd just to visit Amara again. She stood by the fence, swaying her trunk gently as if in thanks. Each visit carried gratitude and a bond that never broke. Koda also came back with his adoptive family, but his heart knew the way. He always ran straight to Amara first, wagging his tail wildly. In her embrace, he was once more the little puppy she had saved. Amara continued to welcome new orphans, but Nia and Koda remained her special ones. She cared for every creature, as if her whole life's purpose was to love them. Her motherly heart knew no limits and no exhaustion. When the sun set over the savannah, they lay together under the sky. Lion, elephant, and dog, an unusual yet unshakable family. Their story became eternal proof that love conquers all. As time went on, the story of Amara, Nia, and Koda spread far beyond the reserve. Journalists came to write about them, and filmmakers wanted to capture their bond. They became a symbol of hope that love could cross every boundary. Children listened wide-eyed as teachers told their tale in schools. The lioness, the elephant, and the dog became living legends for a new generation. They taught that family could be found in the most unexpected places. Nia grew into a powerful matriarch of her herd, guiding the younger elephants. But whenever she returned to the reserve, she bowed her head to Amara. Even in strength, she never forgot the one who raised her. Koda became a loyal guardian for his human family, strong and brave. Yet his heart always belonged to the lioness who once gave him warmth. Every visit back was filled with boundless joy, as if no time had passed. Amara's health began to fade, her steps slower, her eyes sometimes tired. But surrounded by love, she seemed to shine brighter than ever. Her legacy lived not just in the cubs she raised, but in every soul she touched. And when the night fell over the savannah, stars glittering above, they lay together once more. Lioness, elephant, and dog, an eternal family written into the heart of the wild. Their bond would outlive time, remembered long after the savannah grew silent.